What's up, guys? Matt here from Matt Minds Crypto, and I'm excited today to talk about a new NFT mint that's coming out in the next month called Duppies. And I'm excited about it because it's brought to you by the team at DeGods, and I am a proud DeGods holder. So I'm excited to talk about the who, what, where, when, why, and how of this Duppies mint. And with that said, we're going to hop right into it. Alright, we're back, and like I said, we're going over all things Duppies from A to Z, the who, what, why, when, where, and how of the Duppies NFT project. And I'm super excited about it because it's just one of the most hyped mints of the summer, and it's brought to you by the team at DeGods, and they have delivered, they have proven themselves, and it's just one of the most desired NFT projects out there, and I'm a proud holder of a DeGod. So selfishly, I am really excited about the Duppies project and the Duppies mint because I am a DeGods holder, and as a DeGods holder, you have the ability to transcend your DeGod to a dead god, and if you have a dead god, you get a whitelist to mint a Duppy when that happens. So I get a whitelist for holding a dead god. I'm excited about it, if you can't tell, but I'm going to go over everything that you need to know regarding this mint that's coming up in July, and I'm going to do a screen share with the website, their Twitter page, and just give you a play-by-play on everything that I know about it. So with that said, we're going to hop right into that. Alright, so we have up on the screen here, we got Duppies.com, the official website of the Duppies NFT project. And full disclosure, this is my third or fourth time recording this video because as I went through the Duppies website, I didn't like the flow of how it takes you through the customer journey. So dev team, Duppies dev team, DeGods dev team, if you're listening to this, you need to update the website here and have a better flow of how you take us through the journey of who it's for, what it's about, why we should be excited, how to get involved, why we want to get involved. Because right now I think the information is kind of all over the place and we have to put it together, and I didn't like the flow, unfortunately, so I'm gonna end up not utilizing the website and just piecing together different parts of it and screenshotting it and having those screenshots upload here. So we're gonna go over the who, what, where, how, and why of the Duppies NFT mint that's coming up in July. So the first part of that is the who, right? So who's putting this on? Who is this for? Who's putting this on? It's you can see it on the screen right there. It's a new NFT project from the team that brought you DeGods. So it's put on by the DeGods team, specifically their fearless leader Frank DeGods, as you know from Twitter or in Discord. He's the loudest one, he's the face, he's the leader. But he has a team of 30 individuals that work alongside him and under him in putting together this entire ecosystem and project. So it's Frank and his team of 30 plus members putting on this project. It's their second collection, and what's cool about this second collection that they're doing is that it's not your traditional second collection dropped by an NFT project. Most NFT projects are dropping like a baby type project underneath them, which typically has less value. Because it's underneath the same exact brand, and it's just considered less than because it's like tier 1 would be DeGods and then tier 2 would be baby DeGods, right? This is a completely separate brand. Duppies is completely separate, different IP, different brand. So what's cool about doing that is that it's its own entity. So the goal is to be equal to or greater and more successful than DeGods. Like that's the whole hope of Frank and his team, is that it's just as successful as DeGods, not valued the same as or less than, but the same or greater than DeGods. So eventually they're gonna hire a CEO to take over Duppies specifically, and hopefully have a little competition there and have that project be, like I said, not to beat a dead horse, but just as successful, if not more successful than the original DeGods project. So that's super exciting for anybody who's a holder or getting involved in this project and is gonna mint or buy on the secondary market, is that the goal isn't to be less than the original DeGods project. The goal is to be bigger, more known, higher floor price, more valuable, deliver more to its holders. So super cool information there. And then who's it for? So it's for anybody who qualifies to get a whitelist, who has the 375 dust to mint it, or who holds a dead god and gets an automatic whitelist. But it's for literally anybody who's interested in the NFT space, anybody who's looking to hold on to a project that has strong utility, strong leadership, and really looking to deliver value to its holders. And I can speak on this because I hold a DeGod / dead god, and I've seen what the team has delivered time after time. And I've gotten involved in a bunch of different NFT projects, and most of them have gone to zero and have failed or rug pulled or whatever. And this is the strongest and the only one that I truly believe in, that I'm going to continue to invest in their ecosystem and different projects that they release. So that's my belief. And so if you're interested in getting involved, I would definitely continue watching the rest of the video, because I'm going to go into what it is, when it is, where you can get it, where you can get more information. So that's the who. The what, you know already. This is the Duppies Mint. It's a new NFT project, which is on the Solana blockchain, put on by the DeGods ecosystem and the DeGods team. So there's an allotment of 15,000 NFTs, and it's going to be 100% of a whitelisted project. So I'll go into more details on how you get whitelisted, but there's not going to be any bots. There's not going to be any people that just show up on mint day to mint a Duppy. Everything's 100% going to be whitelisted beforehand, and there's 15,000 of these NFTs that are going to be minted on that day. The cost of these NFTs is going to be 375 dust. Dust is the utility token that DeGods put together for the DeGod ecosystem, and there's two ways to get dust. I'm going to go into that a little bit later on when I go over the how, but just know that dust is the utility token, and you need 375 dust in order to mint a Duppies NFT on mint day. In regards to the artwork isn't released just yet, and the reason behind that, from what Frank has been saying in AMAs, is to stop derivatives and fakes from coming out. There's been a big problem in the NFT space with derivatives, and he's trying to limit that as much as he can. The only info that we do have regarding what the artwork looks like and whatnot is we know exactly who the artists are, and it's 2 of the 3 artists that have worked on the DeGod project and the Dead God project beforehand, which is cool news. And then we also know that the idea behind it is that they are furry type Yeti characters that have a Sesame Street colors and Sesame Street vibe. So the reason that Frank says in his AMAs that it has a furry type Yeti character with Sesame Street vibes is to be more inclusive and open to more and more people. And for example, DeGod's artwork is very, very specific and very, very masculine, and they're all male characters. He doesn't want the Duppies NFT project to have the same exact vibe and the same exact type of thing. He wants it to be more inclusive, more open to more people. So that's the only information we have there about the artwork. And in regards to what the roadmap looks like and what kind of overall big play it is, the only information on that we have is that it's going to be a big brand play. He wants to build something similar to the likes of Marvel or Disney, where it's just not everything is very from top to bottom. He wants to go wide and see where the project goes, and not really limit himself as to where exactly this project can go, if that makes sense. I know it's very vague in how I'm describing it, but he wants to be able to go wide and not just have any limitations on how big this brand can get and how strong and well known this brand can get. So that's all the information we have as to what it is. We'll move on to where. So where in regards to the Duppies NFT project, well, to start off with, it's on the internet, specifically the Solana blockchain, the DeGods ecosystem, and that's pretty much all the details that we have right now in regards to where. They have decided on a launchpad and a minting platform, but they're not going to announce it just yet. Frank said in an AMA just 3 nights ago that they have decided, but they're not releasing that information just yet. And For more information and to stay up to date on updates and information and new alpha, you're going to make sure you want to belong to the Duppies Discord. And then you also want to make sure that you subscribe or follow them on Twitter, and not just the Duppies page. You want to make sure that you also follow Frank's page and the DeGods page, because there's a lot of overlapping information, and the main majority of information is going to come from the Duppies page, but you'll also find different alpha and tips and threads on both Frank's page as well as the DeGods page, because it's still in their ecosystem. So make sure you follow those 3 accounts and subscribe to their Discord channel as well. So that takes care of the where. When it comes to the when for the Duppies NFT project, all we know right now is Solana summer. If you know, you know. No, that's an inside joke for anybody in the Sol NFT space. We're hoping for a Solana summer. That means everything's pumping. But we just got released a date. Tentatively, Friday, July 15th, 2022 is the mint date right now. Originally, they gave a general time frame of middle to end of June. That has since got pushed back. They want to make sure they do a perfect job on this mint, on this drop, on this launch. So they pushed it back to Friday, July 15th, 2022. Official time has not been released yet. More information will be released, obviously. But all we do know is a tentative date, July 15th. Which brings you to how do you mint this, right? So how? You need 2 things in order to mint this project when it does get minted on July 15th. The first thing's going to be is dust token. You need 375 dust to be able to mint this project, and I'll go into that in a second. And then you also need a whitelist spot, because it is 100% whitelist mint. So dust, like I said, is the utility token for the DeGods ecosystem. And there's 2 ways for you to get dust. The first way is for you to be a holder of a DeGod or a DeGod. You stake that DeGod or DeGod, and you earn dust for staking that. If you do not own one of those, there's a secondary way, and it's to buy dust. And you're going to do that on a DEX. I have a video that I recorded. I'll put that video in the description down below on how do you buy dust. And it's simply you go to a DEX like Radium or Jupiter.ag, and you have to have Solana, USDC, USDT in your Phantom wallet, and all you're going to do is do a swap for the dust token. So those are the 2 ways. You're either staking or you're going to be buying or swapping it on a DEX. So that's how you get the dust. You need 375 of it to mint the Duppy. And then the second thing you need for the how is you need a whitelist spot. And there's going to be a variety of ways of how you can get a whitelist spot. And I'm going to bring up an image on the screen here. Let's see. Let me shrink myself down. Cool. So this was just released a couple days ago, and they showed how you can qualify for a whitelist spot here in the exact breakdown. These numbers add up to the 15,000 allocations of NFTs that they're going to be having for the mint, and they're going to have about 9,500 whitelist spots for DeGod holders. So those who have a DeGod like myself, you automatically qualify for a whitelist spot. There's going to be 3,500 whitelist spots that are delivered by means of scholarships. And that information is supposed to be getting released today. It's Friday, June 17th right now. It's supposed to be getting released today. There's been no information just yet, but I'm sure it's coming out. I'm sure they're still working on the information delivery of it. But from the AMA the other night when they were talking about all this, there's going to be 2 different ways to earn scholarships. Supposedly it's going to be a super simple form to fill out, and there's going to be full scholarships and there's going to be half scholarships. The full scholarships are going to be for people that might not have the dust, the 375 dust needed to purchase it. Somebody that might need a little bit of more financial help in regards to it, but are able to prove that they're a valuable asset to the community, that they truly believe in the project, they're supporters, and they want to be holders for the long term. And those people, if they qualify after filling out the form that's presented, they're going to both receive the dust and the whitelist spot. So that's for the full scholarship. There's going to be half scholarships as well, and those are going to be for people that already have the 375 dust, and supposedly that's going to be part of the application process. You're going to put your wallet address in it, and if you have the 375 dust in there, it shows that you're already prepared and you're ready to mint a Duppy. And they're also going to check into your Twitter, that you're part of the Discord, and that you're not a jerk, and that you're going to be a valuable asset to the community, and that you believe in the project and you want to be a part of it. You're just not looking to waste space or waste a whitelist spot. And for that, you already have the dust, so you're not going to get that portion of it, but the half scholarship is going to be the whitelist allocation. So it's super cool that how they're doing it. I've never heard of this being done this way before. It's super cool and new, so it'd be interesting how it goes down, and then also how successful it is, and how many issues there are, and how smoothly it goes, because it's new. It definitely rewards people for wanting to be a part of it, and it's not able to be botted, and it's going to be neat how this goes down. I'm excited to do an update video on how the scholarship process goes. But so 3,500 spots for scholarships. There's going to be 1,500 spots from the DAO dust pool. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that, because if you're watching this video, you're probably not a part of a DAO. You're probably an individual trying to get a whitelist spot. But just real quick, what it is it gives DAOs access to get whitelist spots. And if you can see my screen here, this is information on the pool. So what happens is you get, for example, you can see here, I can't pronounce this. Jiken Studios. You can see Jikan or Jiken Studios, number one here, number one DAO on the list, has contributed just over 21,000 dust to the DAO pool, and that percentage of the overall pool equates to 177 total whitelist spots that their DAO will receive if the pool ended today. So super cool just to see how all these DAOs are able to contribute to the DeGod and Duppy ecosystem, but in exchange they get rewarded by not only getting whitelist spots for either holding in their community the NFT as a DAO, or to be able to raffle off these whitelist spots to their community members. And then alongside that, another win-win situation is that they also get consulting or coaching from Frank and his team to try to either optimize or provide some kind of value to the different DAOs that are receiving whitelist spots. So that is a win-win. They're receiving value in receiving coaching, consulting, whitelist spots. But then Duppies and the DeGods ecosystem is receiving value in having new, well-known communities, DAO support, and just backing in the form of dust to their ecosystem. So it's a win-win for both parties. This is the first time I'm seeing this on any projects in regards to the NFT space, and it's just super cool to see them experimenting and seeing how this whole thing plays out, because it is new and it's actually really neat how they presented it. So it'll be fun to see how this plays out. I foresee it going well. It's definitely not going to go the most smooth. There's going to be something that comes up because it is brand new, but it's really cool. Like, look at all the different DAOs that are participating in this for whitelist spots. Really, really neat to see, and a really, really progressive and new, neat way to go about whitelist spots, right? So we'll go back over to this real quick, and so that takes care of 14,500 whitelist spots that they have delegated. There's a missing 500, and that information has been redacted. And I don't know if that means that it's a secret. They're just holding it to the side to be able to do something neat, cool, surprise, or what their philosophy is in doing that. But they have accounted for that in their overall budget, essentially, for their 15,000 whitelist spots. But it'll be interesting to see exactly what that means, how that plays out, and if it's a secret or if it's just something special that they're doing that they're going to announce at a later date. But keep that in mind. Altogether, that adds up to the 15,000 whitelist spots, 100% whitelist mint coming out for Duppies NFT. So that takes care of all that. The next part is why Duppies NFT, right? And why am I excited? Why am I so bullish on this? And let's bring us back over to the Duppies backdrop, right? I thought that looked pretty neat. Let me bring this up here. Cool, awesome. So, why am I so bullish and excited about this Duppies NFT mint? Why should you be excited about it? Well, for me personally, my experience, this is the only team and project and community that I truly believe in. I got involved in probably about I don't know, between 10 and 15 different NFT projects on the Ethereum and Solana blockchains back in September and October of last year. And not Duppies, DeGods is the only one that really proved themselves, that wasn't a rug pull, that their leadership kept trucking, kept pushing through, kept delivering, executed, and communicated with their community to make me feel good about things. Everything else has either gone to zero or very little value. And DeGods has just continued to deliver. And yeah, so it just makes me so bullish on the project, and it's the only NFT project that I'm going to continue to support anything that they end up dropping, launching. You'll see me trying to mint as many of these that I can. You'll see me on the secondary market. I'll be on Magic Eden right afterwards, trying to get any single floor Duppies that end up getting paper handed real quick. So I'm just excited about the hype of this because the team is just so strong. Frank as a leader, his vision, the team's execution, reputation, everything is just top notch, and I just thoroughly believe in them with everything, with my money, with my my heart and soul. I do believe in the DeGods community and the DeGods leadership, and I can't say that enough, right? Like I'm probably boring you with how I'm being long-winded with this, but they just have very strong morals. They're very transparent. They I'll bring this up real quick. This is I gotta bring up Frank's page because this not that it means a lot to me, but his kind of mantra that he has pinned to his page is why I like him and the project so much. You can see here it says, we tried some shit, we learned some shit, now we're trying some new shit. And like, to me, being a degen and business oriented, it's just really good to see that from their leader, right? Because he's not afraid to try new things. He's fearless in trying new things, but he's also fast to recalibrate if something's not working or if something needs a little bit of adjusting or jigging. He has no problem doing that. So he has no problem experimenting, see what sticks, what works, and if it's not working, completely throw it in the trash and start over with something else that might take off. You know, like his team has done that time after time after time with the paper hand bitch tax that didn't work out, so they threw that in the trash. So then they tried the whole let's transcend DeGods to dead gods instead of releasing a second collection, and that crushed it. So it's just super cool to see them progress with their first collection of being the DeGods, and now it makes me trust them wholeheartedly with this next project and the fact that they want this to be just as big, if not bigger, than DeGods. So I'm excited for it. I'm hyped for it. The community's hyped for it. If you're watching this video, the reason why you're watching is probably because you're hyped. So with that said, if you're part of the DeGods community, if you're a part of the Duppies fam, you already have a whitelist spot, please let me know in the comments below. I want to make sure I follow your page as well because DeGods support DeGods, right? Duppies support Duppies. So with that said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.